The Thorpe Recovery Centre is hoping to start a new program come fall. The Children Intensive program aims to help kids who are living with those that have addictions. Chantel Germo has more on the plans.
Providing clinical support, guidance, and counseling for families of those recovering from addiction, Thorpe Recovery Centre has noticed that there isn't support or care for young people in the area.
Our hope was to set up a program for young people, for these kids, to give them some education and an opportunity to learn about addiction and to share their feelings and do some therapy with their parent or parents that are in treatment.
Staff will be trained from the Betty Ford Center in the U.S. to teach kids in an age-appropriate manner to understand what addiction is, how they can take care of themselves emotionally when they are in difficult situations, and how to express their needs.
We'll be talking in terms that they understand that their parents' addiction isn't their fault, because that's something that we definitely see as quite common with youngsters.
If they get the funding they need to begin the program, the sessions will be held for children ages 7 to 12 in the fall. The building behind me, the Harris House, will be used for the 3-day overnight sessions.
We need around $38,000 to renovate the Harris House so that the building is set up for us to do this work.
LeBrock says the program, first of its kind in Canada, will help 4 to 6 children a session and will cost $10,000 for every time it's run.
We hope to get funding so that no child is turned away because they don't have the money or their parents don't have the money.
LeBrock hopes this initiative will get the support of the community, as the program will only be funded through donations and fundraisers.
We really want to break the cycle of addiction and work with these youngsters and give them a better start and an opportunity to heal so that they can move forward and not develop unhealthy patterns of behavior, relationships, and ultimately addiction themselves.
Chantel Germo, Newcap News.
A group of students at College Park School is trying to make the world a better place. They're part of the Me to We organization, a social enterprise that empowers people to be a catalyst for change globally and locally. In this week's Beyond the Classroom, we see how taking a vow of silence is creating a lot of noise.
They're representing all of the voices in the world that cannot be heard.
This group is participating in a global fundraising initiative called We Are Silent. Students pay $1, get a piece of tape to put over their mouth, and are silent for the day.
Students gain a better perspective of the number of individuals, the number of youth, the number of women, and just simply the number of underprivileged individuals in the world and groups in the world that have no voice, that have no say in what they get to do, where they get to go.
The people who live in inequality and poverty, all those people who can't speak, or if they do speak, no one listens.
Katie Bowman has been part of the We team here at College Park for a couple of years. She says it's important to feel like you're making a difference and educate others as to what's happening in the world.
You change the world, and then you change the country, and then you change things in your community, and it makes everything better.
But being a part of change like this at a young age inspires future involvement.
Once you learn it as a kid, you go on and change things as an adult. And it's just giving us those skills that we need to go out into the real world and make things better.
I don't know really how to explain it because it has an emotional feeling to it. It makes me feel good because you're helping and you're involved, and I've never really been involved in something like this in my school before.
As for the movement, it's teaching the students to pay attention to what other people go through and engage their empathy.
Us taking the vow of silence, that's pretty much a scream out to the world that we're here and we care and that we're going to make a difference.
While bees and bats are both critical parts of Alberta's agriculture industry, bees are known for their pollination, while bats play a huge role in ridding crops of unwanted bugs. However, both species are facing disease and degradation across the country, but Lakeland College's Enviro Club is working on a solution, selling handmade bee and bat houses. Gina Martin with the details.
At first, these small structures may puzzle some people, as the holes or narrow slits are too tiny for any bird to enter. But these small entrances do a lot to help our local bat and bee populations. Let's start first with the bat houses, which have been redesigned to fit more comfortably in a yard.
We had a lot of people that wanted to be able to put them within residential areas on their houses, and the big ones were a little bit intimidating. So yeah, we shrunk the size down and kind of worked on that design and did a lot of research into it as a club.
While this is the first model of a bee home the Enviro Club has designed, providing female bees a safe place to lay their eggs.
I kind of designed it as cute little house just for starters, and then a lot of people on side have helped and done a whole bunch of research.
And while the bee houses will need this summer to determine results, the bat houses have already seen some furry inhabitants out at Dilberry Lake Provincial Park.
It's not extremely common for bats to inhabit a roost within the first year that it's put up, because it kind of has to get put into their environment and them to get used to it. They're extremely roost faithful, so we're extremely happy. That's a huge success.
The houses can also aid in detecting if any bats have contracted white nose syndrome, which is devastating populations in other parts of the country, but hasn't appeared in Alberta just yet. When it comes to bees, Alberta is a key producer of Canadian honey. And while many experts are studying the decline in bee numbers, these homes show you don't have to be a scientist to join the cause.
We are hoping for a great positive aspect towards it, but then we're also going to see what worked and what didn't after.
McQuaid says bat houses should be at least 3 feet above the ground with lots of sun exposure to maintain temperature regulations. Bee houses are best situated near flowers or a garden with lots of sunshine as well. Gina Martin, Newcap News.
New name, new colors, new look. Streetscapes is officially rebranding to Downtown Lloydminster Business Improvement District, or BID for short.
It takes a whole community to, to shine light on this area that's so important to our city, but often is struggling because of newer expansion in the peripheral of the city.
A downtown brand strategist from Edmonton helped come up with a new look. The change was unveiled at their annual general meeting.
We wanted to rebrand to find an identity, or to find a name and an identity that better represents who we are and who we want to be moving forward as a community of downtown Lloydminster.
And despite the rebranding, the goals remain the same.
We want to increase walkability downtown, make it a more pedestrian-friendly environment. We want to increase economic development. There's some vacant buildings downtown. We want to work with those property owners and business owners to see and real estate stakeholders to see what we can do to increase economic development downtown.
The new brand will be unveiled with new banners and signs within the next few weeks. Well, on days like today, it's hard to believe it's officially spring in Lloydminster, but the Interval Home Society has already made some changes to kickstart the season. In this month's Shopping on a Budget, we learn about what has changed and what is new at their Interval store. Here's Gina Martin.
I'm joined again with Carrie with the Interval Home, and this month we got a couple of things to talk about. What's going on?
What's going to happen on Tuesdays from now on is you can come in, fill a bag with clothes, any kind of clothes, shoes, pants, shirts, whatever you find here, dresses, outerwear, doesn't matter, for $10. So that's a new thing that we've just introduced as of spring 2017.
And another thing going to be introduced this Thursday as well. That sounds really exciting. I'll let you take it away.
Okay, so Thursdays used to be bag day, but now it's going to be Tuesdays. So Thursday we thought, what should we do to keep our customers coming to us on Thursdays, because that was our busiest day. So what we've done is we're going to extend our hours and do some late night shopping on Thursdays. And so we'll be open till 6 o'clock. So that's new. We've been open till 4. But now we're going to be open till 6. So anybody that's working during the day will be able to come and access the store as well. And so what we're thinking of doing is just having it called Thrifty Thursday. And we're going to have a blowout sale on something every Thursday. We'll advertise it on our Facebook. So if you like our Facebook page, you'll have access to that information on what kind of things we might be doing. So some ideas we have is 50% off of housewares, say, or dollar bins where we have $1 for a bin of stuff.
Now, Carrie, we all know what the Interpol store does when it comes to providing people with clothes and furniture, but the dollars, what do the dollars go back to?
Yeah, so the important part to understand about what the Interval store is yes, when you're donating, items go to the clients and then are sold in the store. But what happens to the money that the customers are spending? So you can consider that a donation as well. If you're coming into shop and you're buying things and you're spending, say, $30, that $30 is going to support the Interval Home organization, which has so many different services. We have our emergency shelter, we have our second stage housing, we have our youth center, we have our programs division, outreach program, all kinds of different programs that require that extra fundraising that the store provides for them.
Awesome. Well, we covered a lot of bases here. We got $10 Tuesdays, later store hours on Thursdays, and Thrifty Thursdays. So, and I mean, it all goes back towards some great causes in the community. So lots of opportunity to get down here. Thank you so much again, Carrie.
Thanks, Gina.
The Lloydminster Red Dog season starts Saturday, and of course, with the new season comes new players. Well, this year, no different, except some of those new additions are barely teenagers. Lance Phillips with more.
With such a small window of opportunity for kids to play at the midget level, the Red Dogs coaching staff is always looking for new talent to offset the loss of senior players year after year. This season, the team has taken the approach a step further, bringing the count of grade 9 players up to a new high.
We got 10 young kids, and they're out here practicing with us. They'll get some game time, and that's what they're here for. They're here to practice lots, develop their skills, so when they come back next year, they're going to be a solid player, and we see that in them.
A lot of sports locally have traveling teams. They have development teams, and there's different levels that they can play on. I believe that this is one of the only teams that we make one team that travels, and so it's an opportunity for any kid that likes to play football.
The Red Dogs program is new to the young group, but football isn't. Most of the kids have played at the Pee-wee and Bantam level, but the jump to midget is significant.
Well, it's a lot more intensity than like what I'm used to, Bantam and Pee-wee. Everybody's a lot bigger and quicker, and it's just more intense.
It gets a little nervous. I get a little nervous at times for all the big guys, but yeah, it's good.
With the new level come new challenges for the 10 newcomers, challenges that exist not only on the field, but off it as well.
I've been trying lately to eat more and get bigger so I can maybe play more.
Hoping to learn how to cover guys better and just how to be a better football player.
With some of the senior players already nursing injuries, it's expected these eager young players could see time on the field right away. Lance Phillips, Newcap Sports, Lloydminster.